Welcome to another edition of Our City. A few things going around the city of Elizabeth this week. On Friday, September 26th, I'm going to join seniors at the Liberty Square Senior Center, their Heritage Block Party. This event will take place at 11 o'clock in the morning, and the Senior Center is located at 240 Elizabeth Avenue. On Saturday, September 27th at 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to join Bless Fest, which is hosted by Vision Incorporated. This event takes place at the Greater Mount Teman AME Church, located at 160 Madison Avenue. And they'll give out supplies to some of those that are less fortunate than others. And it's a great event. You can help us as well if you want to come out 160 Madison Avenue on Saturday. If you need more information concerning these events or any other events, please call our Public Information Office at 820-4124. Please stay with us after these messages, where I'll be joined by members of the Elizabeth Parking Authority.
Sometimes you learn by helping others learn. Kane University.
Welcome back to Our City. I'm pleased to be joined by Mr. Carlos Alma, the Deputy Executive Director of the Parking Authority.
Thank you,
welcome
Mayor.
to the show.
Thank you, Mayor.
And Ms. Krista Tassa, a Chief Client Officer. Krista, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mayor.
Now, a few things. First of all, tell us about, Carlos, we'll start with you, what we're doing in a transition with the Parking Authority. No longer do you just get the ability to put quarters in a machine. You can, lots of other ways.
Well, we looked at the machines, the old parking meters. They used to be mechanical meters, and they were inefficient, and there were always a lot of slugs, and they broke down quite a bit. Then we went to digital meters, and now we're going to multi-space meters, which are these boxes where people can use those in different forms using bills, coins, and credit card or debit card, and soon pay by phone.
Now, Krista, tell us a little bit, first of all, about yourself and what kind of business you're in here.
Yes, I am the co-founder of Mobile Now, which is a company that enables you to pay for parking with your cell phone. So you set up an account, like an Easy Pass account, put $10, $15, $20 on your, associated with your phone number, and you pull up to one of the meters here in Elizabeth, and there's a location number, or here it's the same thing as the space number, and you can use an app to either scan the QR code, or you just open it up and enter that space number. Or if you have just a regular phone, you can call the number posted on that, and you are prompted to enter your space number and the duration that you will be paying for parking.
So the technology is fascinating, and Carlos, we've been making these changes slowly. You talked about them a little bit in the beginning, but go through the steps from how you could put a quarter in. First we went to credit cards, and now we're on mobile apps, and then we're going to come back to Krista on how this all works.
Okay. Well, what we transitioned into the meter boxes for several reasons. Your office, as well as the Parking Authority, always had people asking if they could use a credit card in the meters, and one of the alternatives were this particular machine that we are now putting in throughout the city. The machine also takes $1 or $5 bills. It does not give change, so you have to be very careful how you put the money in, so that way you'll know that you could use any type of coin, because the old machine, the old meters, you only took quarters. These you could put nickels, dimes, quarters, $50, dollar coins, $1 bill or a $5 bill, in addition to credit card or debit card.
So they take a credit card as well, and a credit card.
That is
and it's
good.
just like you just swipe it like a supermarket?
No, what you do is you insert it to the machine. Here's a picture of the machine itself so people can see what it really looks like. And this is the old one, which was only a numeric keyboard. The new ones have a numeric and an alpha keyboard attached to it. And what you did is you insert the card. It does not get stuck because it doesn't go all the way into the machine. It doesn't take it in. Then it'll tell you when to take it out. And then you'll have a choice of how you want to pay, $1, $2, etc., different denomination. And you can look at the keyboard, and it has arrows, and you select how much you want to be charged.
And so then you get that bill to your credit card, whatever it is, $5.
That is correct.
So, and it doesn't give change. So if you stay there for only $2 worth of $5, then the next person that comes there, they don't see a little red light on the meter or anything, do they?
Did not see that anymore.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah, it's a good little system. So, as we all know, credit cards at times don't work.
Correct.
You put a credit card in there, the phone line could be down, something could be down. So a person pulls up to a meter, they put their credit card in, it doesn't work. What do they do?
Well, they could also call the parking authority. Unfortunately, we don't have the ability to charge them using the telephone. But the other alternative is to use, if it's throughout the whole system, then it's a problem. We cannot use any credit card machine because even our credit card machine will be down also. So it'll be a difficult situation using the credit card at that time. However, there are options of using bills or coins, or in some cases, if the system is up but the credit cards are down, they could also use the pay by phone.
Now, Krista, about the pay by phone.
Yes.
We're not everywhere in the city yet. We did a trial. And tell us about, from your perspective, how that's going.
We did a trial along Morris Avenue where these meters are not present that Carlos is talking about. They were the traditional coin meters. So by just putting a label like this, affixing it to that, we essentially made that meter have the ability to pay by credit card or pay by phone. So how it works is you can go online to mobile-now.com. You can download the Mobile Now app. It may be with or without the Mobile Now, all one word.
Does that cost anything to download the app?
No, it does not. So that has either an exclamation mark or no exclamation mark, depending on your provider. And or you can call the phone number, which is posted actually on the meters as well as the side of the kiosks. And then once you pull up, this is what it looks like on the app. This is just a big phone.
So you pull up to the meter and
Meter, yeah. And then I'll show you a picture of what it looks like on the meter. Ooh. And so you enter the location number. So I have a location number 3133. And right now we're not in Elizabeth. Normally by GPS it would recognize that we're in Elizabeth,
Okay.
but since we're in Union, so here I have the choice of how much time I wish to park, just like you have on your iPhone. And I'm going to just park an hour. And then it asks me, there is a convenience fee for that.
What's the convenience fee?
It is 39 cents.
For no matter how long you park.
Correct. So here you see it's counting down. So you have a record at all times. And if I want to extend, I can push the extend park and be able to park by an hour.
So you could do that by your phone from wherever you're walking.
That's
if
correct.
If you're getting a haircut or a hairdresser.
Yes, it's been very popular with the merchant community. They've been an integral part of the success along Morris Avenue. So it's also a way if merchants would like to pay for their employees or pay for their constituents, that they can sign up with a corporate account and then just ask what's your space number, and it's it's a lot easier. The hairdressers really were very enthusiastic about it because they normally have to run out and pay quarters for their customers all the time, and now most of them have either an iPad or a computer right there at their front desk where they can extend the parking session.
So they can work on the client even a little longer, I guess.
Exactly,
in the hairdresser
exactly.
outfit. So this pay by phone, Carlos, is on Morris Avenue, still on Morris Avenue?
Yes,
or
it
just
is,
the
and
trial period's over, it stopped?
The trial period is over. It was a success, and we are now moving towards the whole city. It's a slow process because we have to change the numbers on the old meters because they have to be unique. Each meter has to have a unique number, otherwise people be paying for somebody else. So what we have to do is go down on the old meters, change the numbers. There will be a sticker like Krista showed you. That sticker will be on the meter itself, and you know what's the number of the meter. Then you put
So where do we have this pay by phone now? We still can do it on Morris Avenue?
We have it on Morris Avenue. We have it on Broad Street, on Dickinson Street, on Martin Luther King Boulevard, Plaza rather, Winfield Scott, Elizabeth Avenue from Bridge Street to Broad Street. All of Broad Street, Burnett, soon to be on Sterling, near the new college Kellogg building. Also on Commerce and on East Jersey and East Grand.
So tell me, how does a parking officer know not to give a summons if you're paid by phone? Krista, do you get involved in this, or this is strictly the parking authorities, Ballywick? How do they know?
Well, we got kind of creative. We were able to put the single space ones, the ones that don't have any way of knowing, except for visual, whether they're paid. So if they're paid by cell, it wouldn't post time on the meter. So we put those single space meters in the new kiosk box back end. So they're unique numbers, like Carlos said. So whether it's paid by cell, whether it's paid at the single space meter or these kiosks, they all show up in that one unified back end that his officers carry.
Well, our officers carry a smartphone. And on each smartphone, there's an application or an app that shows them who paid and who did not pay. If it's green, that means it paid. Usually either have metric or pay now or mobile now. If it's red, obviously they didn't pay for their meter, so they will be issued a violation. And it has been very successful. Our employees, our enforcement officers are using that application, and that's how they can determine whether the person has paid for the meter or not.
So when is it enforceable? When are the meters free, I guess? Or when are they?
By ordinance on the street meters. This does not include the lots or the garage. On the street itself, there's an ordinance that says it's enforced Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6, except Thursday and Friday, which is 9 to 9. So those days, and then of course holidays are free, and Sundays are free.
And the parking garages or parking lots have different rules.
They have different rules because they are our property. The ordinance does not fall into that. They are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Okay.
Except, of course, in the holidays.
And the last question before we go to break is, are they accessible to people with disabilities?
Yes, they are, because they're low enough for them to reach the keypad, where to insert the coins, and where to insert the bills.
Okay. If you could stay with us, we're going to take a break. We're going to run some commercials. We're going to come back more and talk about technology in the parking authority. Please stay with us after these messages. We'll be back with more with Carlos and Krista talking about the Elizabeth Parking Authority and pay by phone. Welcome back to our city, where we're discussing technological advances at the Elizabeth Parking Authority and how to pay by phone. So Krista, one of the questions I have that I was thinking about during the break is, if you pay by phone, how many languages does that phone call answer?
It is programmable to as many languages as you would like. Especially during the sign-up process. You can sign up in English and or Spanish on the website. We marketed it with dual language flyers at all of the shops.
We also speak Creole in the city of Elizabeth, and that's a pretty popular language. Can we do that as well?
I'm sure that that application can be done that way. We try to do that in our garages. The machine where you pay, you could get Spanish or French on there.
Okay. So the locations for the new meters, are there plans for additional multi-space meters? Are we doing the whole city? What's the growth project in this?
Our plan, as you know, the commissioners and the executive director, Carla Mazza, would like to expand that throughout the whole city. There is a cost involved, and we would have to look at our budget to make sure that we are able to be able to expand that. And we are looking in the future of doing that. Right now, we just bought these meters last year. We bought 32 additional meters, which are put in the downtown area. We're looking to go down Elizabeth Avenue, Morris Avenue, and Elmora, which are the areas where people would like to see these meters. One of the alternatives we have in the interim is this pay by phone, so people can use at the single meters the pay by phone. And slowly we're moving that forward Hopefully, towards the end of the fall, we'll have Elizabeth Avenue and Elmora with this particular pay-by-phone application available for the people parking in those meters.
Krista, in the pay by phone, when you said in the beginning of the show, you have to open up an account and deposit X amount of dollars in there.
Right.
What happens when the account runs to zero? Do you automatically notify the person, or is it on them to put more money in? And then what happens if they try to pay and there's no money in the account?
You can do it both ways. I think the default right now is the ability to automatically top up. So if you didn't want it, you wanted to do it manually, you would uncheck that, and you could be responsible for it yourself. I also want to let you know that it also enables PayPal, for those who don't have a credit card account, they can sign up with their PayPal account. We also had some prepaid cards available, but by and large, we have not seen that great a demand for purchasing of prepaid cards.
Now, would this system work in other jurisdictions?
Sure, we have.
If I put $25 on a card and wanted to park in West Orange or Hoboken or anywhere else, and they had this system.
Yeah, yes, we have a dozen locations in New Jersey, and as long as you're a Mobile Now customer, you may use that anywhere. I mean, you could use it down the shore in Wildwood, you could use it up in Fort Lee, New Jersey, or South Orange.
So do you have competitors?
We do.
And can you use this on a competitive system?
They have not had what's called roaming yet.
Okay.
We've actually been one of the companies proposing that we have the opportunity. I mean, we, for instance, are in Montgomery County, Maryland, where we have 12,000 spaces there, and there's a competitor in D.C., and we've wanted for a long time to have the ability to cross-market that, the ability to use that, but we're not there. The industry's there, not there yet.
Not there yet. So how do we issue summonses? Can you pay online for the summonses?
Yes, that is through the department, actually the court system. They would go on the court system website, and on the court system website, they would enter the ticket number, and they could pay there obviously with credit card. There's a fee for that.
We have some courtesy meters in front of City Hall. Tell us about the courtesy meters and where else, or if they are anywhere else.
Yes, they're only in front of City Hall. I think there's 6 meters there that we extended courtesy for people doing specific business at the City Hall. In other words, they go there to pay their taxes, to get in some information, vital statistic, whatever the issue is. If they have business with the City Hall, they can park there for half an hour for free. What they do is they put the number of that meter, and those numbers on the placard are in red, so they know which meters are the ones that are for City Hall business. They put the number in, press the green button, and the ticket goes out. And it's easy also now, if they wanted to pay in the other meters, the process is almost the same. They would put the number down of the meter, put the money in, then press the green button, and you get the ticket. You do not have to put that ticket on your windshield. They'll take it with you, so you know how much time you have, and you could pay at any of the boxes, any of the meter boxes. If, let's say, you parked in City Hall, and you just find yourself now in Broad Street, and you're running out of time, you could go to any of the machines. There's an ID number on the bottom of the ticket. Put that ID number on the machine, and you insert the money, and it'll extend the time on your meter.
And how are we doing on those courtesy spots? People abusing them or no?
They are not. They are using it for the purpose that it was intended.
That's good. That was one of the things we talked about early on in this process.
Yes.
Was to make sure people had access to City Hall without having to pay for parking meters.
Yes, sir. That is.
And then to make sure the other people who were abusing it would move into the garage.
Right. And I think it has worked very well, and people are happy. Some people have had a little problems seeing the new system, but all in all, there's a telephone number on each meter box. It looks like this. This is the instructions on each box, and on there is the telephone number for the parking authority. If they have any questions, they could call that number, which is 908-353-0949, and somebody will give them the instruction on how to use the machine, or if they have any questions, they can call there.
So, Krista, tell me about how does your industry grow, just by getting more and more meters, but how do you grow technologically as well?
We're constantly looking to see what the next new app might be. So we're developing valet apps now. So we're doing a pilot in Denver, Colorado, whereby during this 8-block radius, you have 4 or 5 different points where you can drop off your car. And both the valet person and the constituent has an app. And they go, okay, bring me my car. And then they ask which location do you want to bring the car. And it's all done by a lot of the scanning technology, scanning the QR code, scanning the badge, scanning the license plate, and tying those all in together. We're working actually this week. We're going to begin the process in Fort Lee, New Jersey, to do a residential parking program based on license plate recognition. So you will no longer issue physical permits for cars. It'll all be based on the license plate. It'll enable the PEOs to see whether cars are parking overtime in neighborhoods, whether they're abusing that, whether they're abusing the guest policy, all of that. I mean,
so we're not going to need parking enforcement officers anymore. We're just going to mail them a ticket.
No, you still need. Someone's going to be driving that car.
Somebody's got to be driving that car. Yeah, so,
Yeah.
but if they stay overtime, is my point. If it's all by an app
Yeah.
and they stay overtime, all we have to do is mail them a summons in the mail. Or do you get a reminder text if you're out there and you're paid by phone, or
Sure.
and all of a sudden you got carried away? Does your phone go off, your smartphone, and say,
You do.
remind you got 10 minutes left?
It's configurable as well. You can configure it for every 10 minutes if you want. I think the default for our system is 5 minutes, but you can configure it on your own web page. So everyone has their own personal, their cell phone number and a PIN number that they can log in, and they can make those settings. So for a smartphone, it'll give you a calendar reminder, and for a regular phone, it would give you a text message, because all phones.
So who would have to set that system up? You as the person putting it, or technologically when you pay, you automatically get a reminder?
Yeah,
10 minutes up?
there is a default. Like I said, there is a default. So 5 minutes before, so you get a reminder 5 minutes before that your parking is about to expire. Now, it also follows whatever your regulations are. So if it's strictly 1 hour and that 1 hour is enforced, it'll block the system from being able to pay. You will not be able to pay for parking in that same space. If it enables it, then it'll enable whatever the local operator allows.
So do we get complaints, questions, or what's it like inside your building?
We do get some questions, and most of them are very simple questions. But if they have a very detailed question about the application, we ask them to call Crystal Company Mobile now, because they are the ones more able to assist them in the problem that we're having. Most of the time they call us, they said, I tried my phone, it is not working, and then we tell them, well, please call Mobile 9, they will explain to you how to solve that problem. Most people that use it, they use it the one time, and it seems to work for them all the time. The only time it does not work is when the system goes down. Either the mobile computer goes down, or our computer goes down.
Now, do we get summonses if the system's down?
No.
No. Okay.
They do not.
Do you think more young people are catching on to this as opposed to, this is a growth product? I mean,
it really depends. What we see is, especially in commuter lots and neighborhoods, and we're, like I said, in 10 or 12 locations in New Jersey that are along the rail line. Day one, you have 20% of the customers simply using it. So commuters, that's not necessarily a young demographic. No. Yes, QR codes, I mean, it's just as easy to sit in your car. I mean, we have the lovely large numbers on the meter. Actually, I'm
the kind of guy's got to give somebody $2 and say, okay, park my car, $2 for the meter, and I'm out of here.
Well, what I always say is that, please, by all means, continue to do what you like to do.
Okay, I'm going for it. I want to thank the two of you for taking the time to join us on the show.
Thank you.
I appreciate all of the information that we've learned from the Parking Authority, and I think we're going to continue to grow the technological aspect, and appreciate all your leadership. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
For Krista Tassa and Carlos Alma, I'm Chris Bolwage, and we'll see you next week on another edition of Our City.
We have some of the finest teachers in the country. And then they graduate. Kane University.